Well, YouTube, what's going on? Happy holidays. We're going to take a look at some cars and trucks. I found some stuff finally to share with everybody. And also found some things at the old toy show. A couple of holes in the collection, so we'll show those off too. A little bit older releases, but it's nice to complete some cars that I was missing. So we'll take a look at that. Well, where to begin? Let's take a look at some Hot Wheels for once. We used to do mainline, well, not mainline, but premium occasionally, and we'll show off some that I got recently that I was able to find. We'll just do them all together because they're kind of neat. So, found the other Volvo. So we got the Volvo. Found the Nissan that took probably a bunch of times to find. I haven't found the Chase. And kind of like a stock colored Pantera, which Hot Wheels makes both Pantera. They make the stock and then this Group Racer car, Group 4 Racing version. But I haven't seen one in premium yet. Although they have it on the Silver Series. Just some cool cars. Volvo's neat. These usually go into the cases. Won't complete the set, but a lot of times I'll get a few of what I like. This one's pretty cool. Of course, it's not like the Atomic Limited Vintage one. That one probably be something to get, but really wanted the Astro vans, and the budget only allows so many vehicles. Alright, just wanted to kind of show off some nice ones. Recent ones that I got from the collection. Let's put those back over here. I got a little place where I keep the cards until the card stack gets too big. Okay. Well, let's look at some stuff that I was missing. So I found this really cheap in the card. This goes way back to the first time they released these. Now, I had a red one, but I had unfortunately took it apart. So for wheels a long time ago, should never did that, but I was able to find another one. So now I have another stock one for my loose collection. So I have tons of the green ones, tons. I was able to find those green ones a lot when these trucks came out, but I never really found a lot of red ones in my area. So this one's just going to stay the way it is. I'm going to leave it alone. It's nice to have a relic of when they first came out, and this is 2019. It's kind of like the last few releases with the boxes. So nice mint card. We'll keep that. But so there's that. Of course, we looked at these trucks a long time. We know what to expect with them. This is quite the casting when it came out new. This one's a really nice example too. The white line tires are fairly symmetrical. Of course, we got our orange block in there. This is when this casting basically was debuted. Okay, put that up there. Back down there. So the other one that I found that I was missing was this one. I found the other one in the stores, which was the black lowered, and then this one. So really they're kind of circling back through the catalog and then just customizing the trucks, basically, or releasing them with like liveries on them and things like that. This one's from last year. Hard to find, so it's good to find it. It's pretty slick, and actually I didn't have to do any correction of the wheels and tires. It actually rolls really well straight out of the package. So it's one of the few Auto Worlds that didn't have a little tweak I had to do. They're never as bad as the other brands, but this one was especially nice, so I was happy to find that surprise. And it's got this really cool orange paint. This is an 83, so black and black engine. They're not orange by this point. This is a popular one, I think. A lot of people like this. I'm not a huge fan of chrome wheels, but it looks okay with this version. But again, it's good to have in the collection because I was missing this one. Here's its sister made in the release. This one I had to have because I love the steel look and the black. And it also goes along with this one, which I had to get online. And this one, which we've looked at before. So this is kind of like the recent group of C10s. Really sweet trucks. This one's really nice looking. I do like these aftermarket wheels a little bit better than these. And of course, we got our nice steelies going on with this. This is probably my favorite of all of them right now, but this is pretty good. But these are sweet as well, especially this one that's got the chrome trim rings on it. So glad to have all of them together finally. And good we're taking a look. Sometimes I have to put a little drop of like white glue on these tailgates so they don't do that. White glue is good because it'll keep the tailgate up, but if you want to clean it off, you just pick it off and it doesn't leave any residue. But for that, probably leave it alone. Alright, let's back this up. Put these trucks over here, my C10 area. Alright. Nice. Okay. Here's another casting from Auto World that is pretty sweet. And this one has been elusive, so I guess they had a recall or something happened with that set that had the Celica Supras in them. The blue and the orange one and the reddish one. Still would like to find those at some point, but we do have this 83 version here that I found on the pegs by itself, believe it or not. It's kind of weird. Again, one of the abridged sets. This is a 4-car set, but they come out, I believe, like the last time where they'll put version B and A together on the pegs. But none of the other cars are there. But this Celica was. So I was happy to see it. And this one is the one with the flares. So it gives you, if you want to screenshot that Y, the difference, the P and the L. Performance. So they had the little fender flares on them. What's nice about this car was its rear-wheel drive. And performed well. I believe this was 4-cylinder still. I didn't look this up, but I think when they went to the Supra, the Toyota Supra, not the Celica Supra, then we had the inline 6. So I'm pretty sure this is still the 4. What's cool about this car, it had, I believe, the T-top, the hard top, the convertible on this body style. It's a really nice looking body style. I think this car has gone up in value a little bit, although they are a little rusty cars, so you gotta watch it. This one suffers from Auto World's lean. So, real quick, if you look at this side, the driver's side, pay attention to the gap on the top of the tire, the bottom of the fender. It's fairly stock looking here. Flipping around, you can see that gap has gone down. So, it's a little bit listing to the side. Probably gonna take the base off this car and address that. It's probably a piece of flashing or something on there. But rather than that, it's pretty decent casting. The black is nice. It's a good color combination with the red. The black is a little thick on this and kind of gets away from the crispness of this model. We can get this hood open, I believe, as I've opened it before, so we should be able to get it open. There it goes. So that should be the 2.4 RE engine, I believe that's what it is, if I'm not mistaken. It could be a 6. Well, JDM people and Japanese historians, just let me know. I can't remember what this bias. I'm pretty sure it's the 4-cylinder on this one. I could be wrong. Definitely could get the stick shift. I think also they made a coupe. Well, like a hard top coupe, like had a notchback on it. Didn't have a fastback. I think that was also by style with this car. With those awesome wheels. Great car. If I had to choose this, and maybe like the smaller Nissans, definitely this one. All right, really cool car. Hope to find the pace car version of this on the pegs, and then maybe eventually one of these days we'll see a decently priced blue and orange, just red one. That were the first releases. I should have bought them when I saw them online. But like most auto worlds, if I hold out hope, I can usually get them, at the toy store, the toy shows, or we can get them on the pegs. But this one, I don't know. Those previous ones are difficult. But I'm glad to have the casting in here in the collection. All right, next. I think that does it for some of this auto world stuff. Let's take a look here. All right. Couple of M2. Well, this came across the pegs, the shelves, and I was glad to get it. These are pretty hot vehicles. I have not gotten the M2 ornament sets. They're actually kind of pricey for what you get. I know the paint schemes on some of them really good. There's a dually set that looks really cool in shell company livery, and then we got some of those like flat paint, but it's kind of like a pearl. It's kind of like a spectra flame. It's not quite see-through. That's kind of cool. But I do have the old ornament set that I found at the old antique store, but that was a good price. So, but anyways, 74 Dodge. This is supposed to be a W200. Unfortunately, they didn't do short bed 3/4 ton trucks back then. Not that I'm aware of anyway. But whatever. So typically that would have had a long bed for a 3/4 ton. But the paint scheme is amazing. Awesome green. I didn't adjust the back spacing on the wheels. They need to come out a little bit, but it's alright. It's kind of like these alloy wheels, but they painted them white to make them look like wagons. W200. And then what do we got here? Hopefully a 440, but probably a 360. They call it W200 Power Wagon. Just love the stock look. Got the little Dodge script on the tailgate. And of course the earlier grill, which actually I'm a fan of. I like that earlier grill. Here, your Power Wagon call out. So, I'm always a fan of these. I don't get every single one of them, but I get a lot of the Dodge trucks. They're very, very nice. Okay, let's look at the next casting. This is a new casting to the collection. So they did a really proper chop Mercury. Very little distortion on this casting. This just came out, released 94. This is a wide release, not a Walmart exclusive, I believe, so should be able to find this pretty easily. I have not been able to get the hood open. I don't know if the hood opens, but very popular car in the customizing community. And this body is very, very well done. Very good. Metal chassis. So some of these newer cars have had the chassis and it's plastic, but this one's metal. So even the insert there is metal. So this thing rolls really well. And it's got the full caps. They look great with the little detail there, as you can see. So not just kind of like a blank disc. They actually have those little pieces there that are on the trim there. It's got a little script under the door. Couldn't really read it. Bad Bob. You got the grill. You got the headlights that have been done with the little bars. I took this car apart. This has to be glued in. when they did the rivet in there, they didn't push it in a lot, so the glass isn't tight. But once you get that window flush, it looks really good. You got the skirts, you got the shaved tail lights, and then you got the really cool bumper that's been kind of massaged, and you got the really nice pinstripe job on there. So a lot of good detail on this car. The flames are really nice. I like the color scheme. It's not like usually that black with the red flames, or a red car, white flames, that kind of stuff. This is a really cool color combination. So yeah, this will be good with the hot rods that we have in the garage. I think this will maybe have more of a permanent display over there. Okay, well, let's look at a couple more. Right now, I found this. So, unfortunately, I altered it already, so you're not going to get a completely stock review on this from what Greenlight's done. So, this showroom series, they changed the artwork. Kind of like the front, but the back was cool with the original window sticker. They're not doing that anymore. It was kind of cool seeing a window sticker. But that's all right. I guess that can be hard to do with every car. So this is completely customized at this point. It has nothing to do with what came out of Greenlight. Greenlight does these really bad wheels and tires. Let's see if I can find them. Yeah. So this hubcap's actually really good, but this tire does not work, and they have basically trying to fit in that wheel well, which is generous, but it's not enough. So what I did was I originally had this just wheel swapped, but I was fixing something on the side here. It was two-toned, and I ruined it. So I just went ahead and cleaned it off. Just like that. But as we know, Auto World wheels and tires work tremendous on Greenlight stuff. If you want to basically destroy a nice Auto World, but I do sometimes. The castings dictate it. Hopefully, Auto World does a Suburban, square body Suburban, but until then, Greenlight does a really good job. They learned from some of the mistakes of having not enough depth in the door panels. They do on this. I've talked about it before on the other Suburbans. Now, this brown paint's relatively thick. If we look at the silver, you can see how nice and crisp their bodies are. But this one turned out okay. I had to redo the taillights, but I knew that one. And what I did was I kind of made fake GMC hubcaps by just putting a red there, where it would say GMC instead of Chevy. And that kind of works, especially when you're kind of looking at it from the distance. I mean, these are kind of small vehicles in person at 1/64 scale, so that kind of works. And I got the wheels and tires just work so perfect on this. So we just went with a nice base truck, and went from there. So hopefully I find another one. I'm still on the lookout for the Crown Victoria, the Matlock car. That's really seems to be popular. I was able to see the Thunderbird a couple of times already, and some of the other castings, but the Suburban and the Crown Vic are going to be tough. So hopefully I come across them. I haven't been looking every day. That becomes a chore to do something like that. So we don't do that, but we try to be targeted in our approach. But it looks good. I think it looks really nice. I wish I could use this because I do like that look with the hubcap, but there needs to be a tire to fit on that looks right, and it's an enormous piece. It'd be nice if they scale it down and work with these tires, but I can only hope. Maybe they'll redo it eventually. Okay, last couple of cars we're gonna look at are loose. I found them on the tables, and if you have a good eye, or if you have the patience, you look through these tables and there's a bunch of cars, you just see them like this. you know, just lined up in the boxes. On these premium cars, you know, they're like Johnny Lightning in there, and maybe some of these 100% Hot Wheels and stuff like that. But Auto World, this person puts Auto World in there, and it's wild. It's finding loose Auto World. Nice, clean example. So this time around, I was able to pick a few. These are the highlights. I found the Christine Fury, which is this one with the tint. Didn't never had this casting. I have the stock cars and all that, the Belvedere and all those cars, but this one, I didn't actually have this one before because they also do a destroyed casting where it's all smoked out black. But this is kind of like the movie car. So it's cool seeing this. Just kind of put it in the sink and washed it up a little bit, just because it's been these loose cars get handled. And you want to wash them off. And these diecast cars are finally a little more modern, so they do real good. So completely clean casting, no issues with it. They actually engineer a full window for this casting, where the regular Auto World ones, the windows are open, so it's kind of neat to see that change. Didn't really notice that in the other ones. And then there's your plate. So it's just cool to have this car. It's neat. It'll go with the film and TV cars that I have. And then this one was from the 2002 set with some wild custom car. It's not very good looking, but this one was kind of neat because when I went through my 100% archive looking through stuff like what was released, this one was the only one they released with the fat tire. So it's kind of a cool car. Also has really neat tampoing done on the window. So this would have been more like a street machine car in the 70s and 80s, more so than a period car that they've done on some of the other stuff. So this one's really neat. It's got these really big tires in the back. I tried to straighten out the wheel as much as I can. Dismounted them. It has a little bit of a wobble still, but the casting itself is really neat. So this was loose as well, just looking up at me. And at first I thought it might have been a Johnny Lightning or something like that, but then I looked at it again, and definitely, since I have one of these castings already, it was a cool find. Those are kind of fun little treasure hunts, kind of, when you find the cars loose that are really cheap, and they're in nice condition like this is. So it came from a collector. So it'll be part of our collection now. And so there we go. A little update here on the collection. More to come. Obviously, hopefully Santa will be good to us, all of us this year, and we'll have plenty of cars to show each other and share on social media. But so we took a look at today, and hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody enjoys their time off if you do get some time off. And then stay tuned. We're going to have more coming up very soon. Till next time.